I'm John Thrasher, I'm president of Florida State University. Here at Florida State University, we're champions of change, combating human trafficking. We have 3 incredible young women that are working on this terrible human trafficking problem around the country. They're heroes, and all heroes don't wear capes. These are unsung heroes that are making a difference.
You know, our student athletes are not just champions on the field, but they're champions off the field as well. You know, we try to make sure that our student athletes are well-rounded, and they contribute back to the community in many ways.
My name is Stacey Harris. I'm an assistant United States attorney in the Middle District of Florida. I was lucky and privileged enough to be a cheerleader at Florida State University. It was the best time of my life. There was always a community service aspect, and that has really stuck with me. A large part of my job is serving the community, and that was instilled through the athletics department. These victims are not your typical victims, and they're often the victims that people forget about. We all know that no kindergartner says that I want to be a prostitute when I grow up. We know that most of these women and men have been victims of some type of sexual abuse, some type of physical abuse. They have been exploited at some point in life, which makes them vulnerable. And people see that vulnerability and continue to exploit it. And so a large part of our job is not just identifying the victims of human trafficking, but also getting them the services that they need so that they get far enough away from the situation that they understand that what has happened to them is not normal, it's not usual, and it's not okay, and it was in fact a crime. And until we can actually really stabilize our victims, our jobs are very, very difficult in terms of prosecution.
Law enforcement relies on social workers and providers because we are in contact with the victims. We are building a relationship with the victims, and it's a trust that we have. It is really difficult because we want to be keeping that trust, but also we want to help law enforcement to get the information that they need.
Domestic violence sex trafficking is a problem in the United States. There's no doubt that it's one of the worst things that we're dealing with. So many of them are vulnerable because of the circumstances that they're brought up in. In many cases, you have children having children, raising children, and the exposure that they're in, they're just not educated, not qualified. They're forced into situations that they're taking advantage of without even knowing what's coming.
In the time that I've been in the anti-trafficking field, I've had the opportunity to work on a number of cases. I serve in a policy role now, but we still staff hundreds of cases with the Department of Children and Families. But I also did direct care work while I was in Miami with the 11 to 18-year-old female commercial sexual exploitation survivors. And so I had an opportunity to work with a number of young women who are becoming moms, young women who are still involved in their exploitative situation, and just talking with them and working with them. It's really day-to-day fighting alongside this person who, and empowering them to take their healing process into their own hands. Part of what we did as victim advocates was just going through those day-to-day experiences with the young ladies that we were working with to handle the crisis situations, which could be everything from not having the red shoes you want for senior day to having just experienced something very, very traumatic. Just walking through life alongside young women who had experienced things that none of us can even imagine.
The Center for Human Rights is an incredible part of our campus. I'm so proud of it, so proud of the great work that my good friend Terry Coonan does. And all of us at Florida State University want to help, and that's why we're asking everybody to participate, to understand the problem, and to hopefully react in a positive way that makes a difference.
This type of work is so important because these are the people that most people have forgotten about, but they also deserve to have justice, and they also deserve to have someone fight for them when they can't fight for themselves.
I am a champion of change.
And I'm a champion of change.
I am a champion of change.
I'm a champion of change combating human trafficking.
I am a champion of change combating human trafficking.